Good morning. Namaste. Welcome to yoga. Start off with a comfortable sitting meditation posture, building some conscious breath work and some energy for the practice. Yogini's left hand on top, third by Ravi Mudra. Lift shoulders up, curling back, lifting heart up, turning gaze within. Cultivating the attitude of the aspirant, seeking the highest good. To elevate mind and energy, place the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Slide it back so the underside of the tongue presses up on the soft palate, making an energetic connection from root chakra through the crown while evenly stimulating the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. Keeping the tongue pressing up, establish ladder breath with your inhale. Inhale 1/3 of the torso and pause for a second or two. 2/3 and pause. The full rest of the way with full complete exhale. Keep ladder breath going on the ascent for the next minute, pausing with the in-breath, drawing energy up the back body. Full complete out-breaths, releasing energy down the front body. Keep the Loma Pranayama going for the next minute. Next exhale, release the tongue. Place the hands behind the hips in fingertip position. Arching up, take a deep breath in. Hold the breath in for a count of 20. Let your head rest back. Just keep your shoulder blades together. Keep your elbows slightly bent. It's an Anjali prayer position. Let's unite our hearts and invoke blessings. We'll chant Om 3 times and the Purna mantra 1 time. Take a deep breath in. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The presence of the one divine light that dwells within, we bow. Rise for this yoga. Atta yoga stita stito. Come to standing for mountain pose. Setting feet hip distance apart. Root down through your big toes. Lift and spread outer toes until the pinky toes touch down, and then squeeze your legs into the center. Engage your inner thighs. Draw belly in. Scoop tailbone. Lift shoulders up and back. Heart up. Take a deep breath in from the back of the throat. Exhale, root down. Releasing hands. Inhale, stretch up. Celebrating the freedom of the day. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen and curl in the upper back, opening up to the new. Exhale, step back in the plank pose. Hold plank. Spread fingers wide. Index finger leads the way. And super slow motion. Lean forward, lower all the way down onto the belly. Clasp hands behind the back. Squeezing arms in. Upper back in. Arch up and lift. Tack your toes down, pressing down to the tops of the feet, hands beside the chest, underneath elbows, shoulders towards the ears, and then lift up for a high cobra. When you reach your peak, curl shoulders back, extending heart forward, and then take your gaze up. Take a few deep breaths, breathing into the back body. And then lower down, push back, downward facing dog. First one, stretch it out, bend one knee at a time. Lengthen through calf muscles. Deepen the victorious breath. Keeping muscles toned in the back of the throat. Let's bring more depth and resonance to the in-breath and the out, while consciously lengthening the space between the breaths. Right leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee and twist, stretching outside body. Put more weight into the left hand, keeping left arm lifting. Left shoulder lifting. Looking for the foot underneath your left arm so the upper back stays level. And then switch legs. Left leg up and over. Put more weight to the right hand, looking for the foot underneath your right armpit. And then back to down dog. Lean forward in a plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering down. Shoulders towards the ears. Lift up. Going shoulders back at the peak. Shoulders back, heart forward. And then flow back. Down dog. Right foot up to the front of the mat for a deep lunge. Point foot out to the right 45 degrees, taking hand to the top of the thigh. And then bend the knee deep, open heart, open throat, head back and curl. You can hold it right here. If you're going further, take the arm behind the back and deepen the back bend, curling over the forearm. And keeping your back leg straight. Your right foot where it is, lower down onto your forearms. Sinking into it. And then shift around a little, leaning to the left. In rotating the top of the left thigh. Squeeze your left leg into the center and then lean to the right and push your right thigh and hip down. Inhale, widen and expand. And then squeeze into the center, leaning to the right, going deeper. And then step back in a plank. Feel free to work alternate hand positions. Ridge top, fingertip or fists. Lean forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up for a high cobra. Exhale, flow back. Second side. Left foot up. One foot out to the left. Hand to the top of the thigh. Bend the knee deep. Head back and curl. Top arm behind the back, you're deepening the opening. Curling over a forearm, taking head straight back into the shoulder blades like that back bend. And then unwind, forearms. Sink into it, leaning to the right. Inner spiral the top of the right thigh, and then squeeze it into the center of the mat as you lean to the left, pushing left thigh and hip down. Inhale, creating space, widening, expanding, way out to the right, and then lean to the left and sink into it. And then step back. Plank pose, take a vinyasa. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, rise up for a high cobra or Urdhva Mukha Danda. And then flow back. A few deep breaths and down dog. Keeping legs straight, tops of the thighs inner rotating, pushing back into the hamstrings, extending energy down the legs as you push energy out through the hands. Bend knees, gaze up, step or jump, front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen and curl. Exhale, bow. And then squeeze legs together. Root down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, pause with the chakras, crown, brow, throat, and heart. Turning gaze back within. Deep breath in. Exhale, root down. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump. Plank pose. Take a vinyasa. Chaturanga. Exhaling down. Inhale, ascending. Outer rotating arms and shoulders. Exhale, flow back. Down dog. Right foot up. Side angle pose. Right foot up to the front of the mat. Back foot flat. You can use a block if you need to. Taking it to the outside of the foot. And then scoop tailbone forward. Deep and twist. Left arm reaches. Nice. Focus on your back leg. Keep it straight and strong. Top of the left thigh bone pushing back. Keeping quadriceps lifting. Squeezing in tight to the leg bones. And then bend your top arm, hand behind the head. Push your head back, pointing elbow straight ahead to the front of the room. Curling more in the upper back. Patricia, bend your right knee deep. The other way, bend. Yeah, there you go. And then hand behind the head and push your head back towards the center of the room. And then slowly release, step back. Vinyasa. Transitioning mindfully with your breath. And then second side, left foot up, back foot flat. And left knee deep. Keeping knee centered over the ankle. Thigh parallel with the floor. Right arm reaches overhead, stretching side body. Focus on back leg. Pushing down to the back foot. Squeeze leg muscles in. Lift them up towards the hip. Pushing top of the thigh bone back. Bend the top arm, hand behind the head, and push your head back. Extending elbow towards the front of the room. To stretch more of the side body. And then step back, plank pose. Exhaling down. Inhale, rise up. Flow back. Right leg lifts behind you. Cross it over your left foot. Lean forward in a plank. And then do a push-up, lower halfway down. Push back strong to down dog. And then step right foot up to the front of the mat for warrior one pose. With your back heel up. If you need more stability, wiggle your right foot to the right and reach both arms straight ahead. Connect to the back body first. Draw your arms in, squeezing shoulder blades on the back. And then slide your jawbone back. And then take both arms overhead. Nice. Take your gaze up to the hands and then bend your right knee deep, hips forward and down. A few more strong breaths. Bring equal measure and length to the inhale pattern. exhale pattern. Deep breath in, exhale, release, step back. Vinyasa. Left leg lifts behind you. Lean forward, crossing it over, lower halfway down, push back strong, step it up. Left foot can wiggle to the left if you need more bounce. Both arms reach. Draw energy into the heart space, head of the arms back, slide jawbone back, take it all the way back. Deep breath in, lifting up out of the hips, take your gaze up, and then push hips forward and down, bending left knee deep. A few more deep, victorious breaths. Deep breath in, exhale, release, step back. Transition with your breath, flowing through. Right leg lifts again. Lean forward into plank. Lower halfway down. Push back. Step it up. Warrior one. Same thing. This time, take your left hand to the back leg to bring more strength to the stabilizing leg to hold good form. Draw your right arm. Heart extends forward. Slide jawbone back. Take it all the way back. And then power up your back leg, pushing down to the ball of the foot. Lift your left leg up into the hand, and then bend your right knee deep. And let the left fingertips walk down the leg towards the knee pit. When you can't go any further, bend your right arm, hand behind the head, and push your head back, looking for the back of the room. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Plank. Mini Vanny. Halfway down for Trianga, and then push back. Step it up. Right hand to the back leg. Left arm reaches. Draw left arm in. Slide back. Take it all the way back behind the ear. Deep breath in. Power up your back leg, pushing down to the ball of the right foot. Lift right thigh up. Keep it lifting up into the hand, and then bend left knee deep. Bend the top arm, hand behind the head, push head back, curling more in upper back. Exhale, release, Vinyasa. Right foot up, front of the mat, both hands to the top of the thigh. Pausing, connecting to the breath. Bowing forward, squeeze legs together. Take both hands behind the head. Take waistline back, slide your rib cage back, and then squeeze your arms in towards the sides of the head and push your head back into the hands. Lifting hard up, curling upper back, and then bend right knee deep, hips forward and down. And then lean forward. You keep hands behind the head, straighten right leg. Arch up, lifting hard up, and then tilt forward. Flexing, floining your back foot. Extending energy to the back of the room as you tilt forward, keeping arms and shoulders lifting. Optional reach of the hands for the front of the room. Both hands down, standing split. Over Prasarita, stack hips, lift left hip high. Lifting leg up towards the ceiling. And then step back, take a Vinyasa. He's a yoga teacher. Second side, left foot up and pause. Left foot to the front of the mat, both hands to the top of the thigh. Surrendering the old, opening up to the potential of the new, 2022. Draw in with more strength in the legs, squeeze in strong, hands behind the head. Take waistline back, shoulders back, push your head back, squeezing arms in, curling in the upper back. And then bend left knee deep, hips forward and down, challenge breath. And then lean forward, straighten left leg, arch up. Tilt forward, squeezing right leg across the center, keeping right inner thigh engaged. Back foot active, flexing or floining. Reaching for the back of the room. Arms and shoulders lifting for the ceiling. Both hands down, standing split. Lift right leg high, stacking hips. Optional, taking it up or step back and take a vinyasa. Right foot up, side angle pose, round 2. Right foot up, back foot flat. Left arm reaches again to the front of the room. Left hand to the hip, bow forward, straighten right leg for triangle pose. And then re-scoop tailbone and twist, taking arms straight up to the ceiling. Bend forward leg, half moon pose. You can take your block forward and up, 6 or 8 inches up and out to the side. And then lift back leg up, parallel with the floor, flexing foot, pushing from hips out through heels. Hold it here, or you can bend the top leg and work the back bend. Sugar cane pose if you're going further. And then start to work into revolved half moon. Take your left hand down underneath left shoulder. In rotate left leg. Right hand to the hip, pulling right hip to the back of the room. And then twist and take the arm up. Both hands down, standing split. Lifting left leg high. You can kick up or step back, take a vinyasa. Second side. Left foot up, side angle pose. Left foot up to the front of the mat. Right arm reaches overhead for the front of the room for a few deep, victorious breaths. Bow forward, hand to the hip, straighten left leg for triangle pose. And then re-scoop tailbone. Pushing from hips out through the feet, taking arms straight up. And then step it up, half moon, Ardha Chandra. leg straight, pushing out through the heels. Hold it. If you're going further, you can bend the knee to the chest and reach for the foot. Curling shoulder back. Working Untitled Chapter. And then work the twist. Top hand down, left hand to the left hip. Pulling left hip back. Keeping inner thighs squeezing together. Taking left arm up. Both hands down, standing splits, lifting right leg high. And then kick up or kick back or step back, take a vinyasa. Right foot up, bounce that angle pose. Right foot to the front of the mat. Take right arm under, left arm behind the back. Going for the clasp. And then start to work towards the arm balance, Ekapada Vinyasa 2. If you need extra support, you can use your block and place it at the back of the mat. Right arm stays underneath the leg, and then you lower down onto the block and slide your right foot out to the right and lower halfway down. That's right. You got it? I'm just going to help you out a little bit. This just pushes into your arm till this lifts, and then lower halfway down and curling your upper back. That's it. Nice. You're going to stay there for a second. This foot's eventually going to hop across and come across that way. So you use the strength of your inner thigh to lift up. You'll get it. 6 weeks. Second side. Left foot up. Left foot to the front of the mat. Left arm under. Right arm behind the back. Take your time, work the arm bounce, snag the block if you need it, placing it underneath your left thigh, and then left foot slides to the left and you lower halfway down, keeping shoulders level with the elbows. Nice. And then when you're ready, Vasisthasana on the right, pivoting onto the right hand and your right shoulder, or your right outer edge of your right foot, left hand to the hip. If you're stressing the wrist, you can step your foot halfway up, taking pressure off of the arm, or just lower down onto the forearm. Either way. Optional wild thing, stepping top foot back, lifting hips high and curl. Switch sides. Pivoting onto the left hand or forearm, stacking feet, lifting hips high. Step it back, wild thing. And then Vinyasa. Brief child's pose. Taking knees wide, resting back, sitting bones towards the heels. And then back to down dog. Step left foot up. Left foot to the front of the mat. Pivot off to the sides for upward facing goddess pose. Ankles underneath the knees. Turn your toes out. Bring your ankles in. Push your knees apart and sink into it. And then clasp the elbows behind the back. Squeeze belly in, pushing your kidneys back into your forearms. Strengthen the core. And then keeping your low back neutral, take arms overhead for Kali Mudra. Pulling knees apart, hold the strength of the core. Use the strength to push your hips down. Toes forward, heels back, halfway forward. Shankarasana. Hands down, lengthen, relax legs, go wide, go deep. Walk hands back, forehead to the floor, or forearms to the floor. And then slowly heel toe feet together. Come to squatting at the front of the mat. Nice, you can hold the squat, getting in the hip opener and the lower back release. If you're working crow pose, take your hands forward, keep your elbows bent wide out to the side, and then lean forward, lifting one foot up. Squeeze it into the center, and then the other foot up. Optional headstand, Vinyasa. When you're ready, you can rest in child's pose. Puppy pose. Take knees wide, reaching arms straight ahead with the palms face up, taking chin and chest towards the floor. And then lean all the way forward onto the belly into Sphinx Pose. Bring elbows underneath the shoulders. Legs together into the center of the mat. Pivot left hand in. Reach your right hand back for the inner edge of your right foot. When you grab it, kick back and fire your thigh. And pull the foot in, pivoting hand on top. Bring it in for the quad stretch. Switch. Pivoting right hand in, left hand reaches back. Kick back and resist, and then pull it in, deepen the opening. One arm auspicious pose, laying flat. Right arm out to the right. Flip your hand palm face up. And then rock over onto the arm and the shoulder. Reaching back and go for the clasp. Bending knees up. Shift your hips in. And then switch sides. Left arm out, rock over. And release back onto the belly. 1 foot bow pose. Lift your right foot up. Reach for the outside of the foot with your right hand. Take your left hand towards the corner of the mat and then push down and kick your right foot back. And lift up. Keep firing your right thigh. Using the strength of the leg to take pressure off the hand, weight off the upper body. And then lower down. Switch. Kick left leg back strong, lifting up. And lower down, stacking fists, breathing into the lower back. Reach back for both feet. Dhanurasana, but full bow pose. Push down to the knees. Scoop tailbone, kick back, arch up and lift. And lower down, push back, child's pose. Pigeon pose. Right knee up wide to the outer edge of the mat. Slide left leg in, slide it back, walk your hands back, push down through both knees, lift and curl. And then work another quad stretch. You can keep your right hand on your thigh or snag your block, placing it in front of you, and then reach for the back foot. Kicking back, pull it in for another thigh stretch, or you can slide your forearm over for mermaid pose. And then release. Fold forward, stacking fists up, resting forehead on stacked fists. And then optional vinyasa, or just step back and switch legs. Square it off, lift and curl. back foot. And release forward. Step back, take a vinyasa. Ustra came to kneeling for camel pose. You can fold the mat over if you need to pad the knees, if you have a thin mat. Back to the heart, hips back and apart, and then drop belly in, scoop tailbone, lift and curl, palms to the heels. If they don't reach, you can curl your toes under, flexing feet, and then do one at a time. One hand to the hip, one hand to a heel for a few breaths, and then switch. And inhale up. Stretch your legs back, take a vinyasa. Fish pose. Come to sitting. Left leg straight, crossing right leg over. You can bend your forward leg to work full form. Right hand back, left arm up, arching, and then twist. Taking arm across. Push or pull against the outside of the knee. Arching up, lifting heart. Exhale, deep and twist. Inhale and twist, switch legs. Right leg in, crossing the left leg over.
I did it.
Oh, I didn't see. Arching up, heart lifting, energy rising up as you deep and twist without breath. Twist, take your hands forward, step back and take a vinyasa. And then come to sitting, legs wide, Upavishta Konasana. the side. Legs wide. Clear your sitting bones. Pulling the flesh out from your dupa. Roll your quadriceps in. Pull your hamstrings out from underneath. And then pull your toes back. Squeeze leg muscles in, arching up. Push your leg bones down and slowly start to crawl forward. As you go deeper, build more strength in the legs, pushing tops of the thigh bones down through the mat. Power twist over right leg. Inhale up and switch. Inhale back to center. Fold forward one more time. Slide legs together. Pivot forward, bending knees up. Flip hands, palms face out. Hands to the outside of the rib cage, and then open up your knees. Hook one elbow in. You can separate the feet. Hook the other elbow in. Fake a smile, and then slowly squeeze in. Going slow with the breath. Release, hands back, arching up. Baddha Kona. Bring feet together. Hold the arch. Opening up. You can hold the arch or hook your both big toes. Pull up on the feet and then slowly fold forward. If there's stress in the knees, you can slide your feet forward a few inches. Release, come onto your back and rock around a little side to side. Snag your block. Place the block between your inner thighs. Legs straight up towards the ceiling, hands behind the head. And do 10 good sit-ups like this. is the best ab exercise you can do to take pressure off the lower back and to strengthen your lower abdominals. Squeeze your legs in, fire your inner thighs, keeping both legs straight. Inhale, lift your head, chest, and shoulders off the mat. Exhale, push your lower back into the floor and try and lift your sitting bones off the floor, lifting your hips up for 1, 2, 3, and then lower hips down, head down, full inhale, full exhale. And then inhale, curl upper body, squeeze into the block. Exhale, curl lower body, lifting legs higher towards the ceiling. And then hips down, head down, keeping legs up and straight. Keep it going on your own. Inhale, curling upper body. Exhale, curl lower body. Crush the block, firing inner thighs. After 10 good ones, until your legs are core on fire, lower down and then lift your hips up and slide the block underneath your sacrum for a supported bridge pose. And rest down. And then get set for the full back bend. Hands overhead beside the ears, or you can repeat bridge pose. Either way. So we're going all the way up. Lift hips up, chest up, top of the head. You can take hands wider and then go all the way up. One more good back bend. Set feet, set hands. Take it up. Shoulder stand when you're ready. Taking legs overhead, holding the hips. Or you can just place the block underneath the hips and lift your legs up for Viparita Karani. Legs overhead, plow pose. Ear pressure pose. Slowly unroll, eye of the needle pose. Cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Left arm reaches through the center, clasping behind the right hamstrings. Kick away first and arch your lower back off the mat, resisting. And then pull the legs in tight to the chest to deepen the opening. Extend the legs straight. Reach up for the calf muscle, big ankle, or you can strap your foot or grab the foot and take it all the way to the chest or overhead. And then switch. Clasp, resist and arch. Round, bring it in tight. Reach for the foot, take it all the way overhead or to the chest. Slowly release. Right foot to the floor, baby cradle left leg, bring foot in towards the elbow crease. Knee into the left elbow crease. Or you can just hold the foot if that's too difficult with the hand holding the heel, slowly bringing the foot towards your shoulder. Baby cradle opposite leg, holding foot, pushing knee away as you bring the foot down, or clasp across the shin, bring the foot and knee into the elbow creases. Happy baby, reach for both heels, pulling knees to the floor. Feet towards the forehead or behind the head if you're in deep. And then when you're ready, twist to the right, both knees across, optional block between the knees. Hand to the rib cage or out to the side. Back up, twist to the opposite side.
Shavasana. Lay flat for a few minutes. Enjoying space and freedom. Reach arms going overhead, stretching out with a deep inhale.
right. Supporting the head on the arm bone. Slowly twist up to a comfortable sitting meditation posture. One last Om in universal prayer for happiness and freedom. Take a deep breath in. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Did you know it was a Red Dragon Day today? You wore your Red Dragon t-shirt on.
Oh.
Look at that. You're in alignment. You didn't even know it.